games. As one fat boy, I'll be going over my NBA game predictions for January 3rd of 2022. Tonight there is 10 games. I got all my spreads from FanDuel, and then all the over and unders are what I think the games will end up as. For the Hornets at the Wizards, we'll be going with the Wizards minus 1.5. I actually expect the Wizards to win by much more, as Charlotte did play last night, and they played, I believe, at Charlotte, but now they've traveled to the Wizards. So there's some flight, so there will be somewhat a little jet lagged, a little tired than usual because they do have to travel. So the Wizards should come out with a win. I'll be going over 224.5, as the Hornets do not play defense, as they gave up 133 points last night to the Suns. So the Wizards should have an easy time scoring the ball. And then the Hornets can put up a lot of points, and I'm sure they want to redeem themselves after last night, after only scoring 99. So over 224.5, but Wizards should come out with a win. For the Rockets at the Sixers, I'll be going with the Sixers minus 13, since the Sixers are playing at home. Then plus Hornets, I mean not the Hornets, the Rockets have been dealing with some turmoil with Kevin Porter Jr. and the Rockets aren't used to that turmoil as much as the 76ers are, because of all the Ben Simmons drama, all that. The 76ers is just white noise to them, so they can focus on the game. I don't know about the Rockets overall. So I think Philly should end up with the win. They should win by a lot. Be going under 220.5, as I believe the Rockets will struggle to score the ball, as if they try to go through Christian Wood, it'll just get slowed down by Embiid, as Embiid should just have a cakewalk this game, be able to do whatever he wants to. But Rockets will struggle to score the ball. Sixers won't have a problem under 220.5. For the Grizzlies at Brooklyn, I'll be going with Memphis plus 7.5. Nets keep all their games as close, and Memphis keeps all their games close too, and usually comes out with a win. So I think it'd be safe to take a spread of plus 7.5, when if I were to choose a team to win, I'd actually lean towards the Grizzlies, as the Nets, they've been lacking their effort, and I think Durant wants to change that. So maybe this could be a redemption game for the Nets, but Memphis always puts forward effort. And I'll be going under 223.5, as I expect better defense from both teams. So it's going to be hard to score on each other, hence under 223.5. For the Jazz at the Pelicans, I'll be going with Jazz minus 10.5. The Jazz should show why they're one of the top teams in the West, so they should beat up on one of those lower teams like the Pelicans. I believe the Pelicans still don't have most of their team, or they have just like one of their best players still. I'm not sure if Ingram's back yet, but even if he was, it wouldn't matter, because Utah should just dominate the Pelicans. Be going over 219.5, as the Jazz should score at will, and the Pelicans should still get over 100 points, because I do really expect the Jazz to get over like 115, 120 pretty easily, as if they get going from 3-1 quarter, it's game over. For Detroit at the Bucks, we're going with Milwaukee minus 15. I know that's a big spread, but Detroit is like the worst team in the league, and Milwaukee should be able to roll over this team. This game should be over in the first half, maybe in the first quarter, maybe before the game even starts. But the defense from Milwaukee should slow down Detroit a lot, so Detroit should stay under 100 points, probably somewhere in the 90s. Milwaukee should be in the 110s, as they have enough pieces, and by pieces they have Giannis playing, who is the whole piece, pretty much the puzzle. So that should give them the win, no problem. Going under 222.5, as once again Detroit should be in the 90s, and I think Milwaukee will stop themselves from scoring 120 points. For the Magic at the Bulls, once again a large spread, but Chicago minus 13. The Magic did play last night in a close game, well, a closer game for them. But Bulls should come out with a win for sure, as they're playing in front of their home fans. They had a night of rest, and I think they'd like to win a game not on a buzzer beater, as that puts a lot of stress and a lot of effort on their end. So I expect them to come out guns a-blazing, jump out to an early lead, play some solid defense on the Magic, hold them below 100 points. Like, probably Magic will get around 92 plus or minus 5 points. And the Bulls should get like 108, between like 108 and 112, somewhere in there. Hence, I'm going under 216 and a half. And yeah, pretty much the Bulls' defense should win them this game. Hence, minus 13. For Denver at the Mavericks, we're going with Denver plus 2.5. And I do expect them to win this game. It's like with a +2 spreads, it's like if you're going to the plus 2.5, you might as well just go money line on that team. But going plus 2.5 against the Mavericks, as I believe Doncic is still out, so this is really going to be the main big men for both teams going at each other, and I expect Jokic to be more brolic than Porzingis and have his way with him. And then the role players, I think overall the role players are better on the Mavericks, but I think Jokic is just going to overpower them too and just have much greater impact than what the Mavericks can bring forth, and he's able to lift his teammates to a higher level. For the over-under, it's always hard to say what these teams will bring, as Mavericks, they can score a lot of points, but most of their games this seasons is really slower defensive games. And then Denver can give up a lot of points, and they can also keep up with scoring a lot of points. So I'll be going to kind of like a mid-tier over 211.5, as I think it's just going to be like an average scoring game, probably like 104 to 108 game. It's going to be right around that 208 total to 215 total, somewhere in there. For Miami at Golden State, going Miami plus 8.5. Even though Miami played last night and it was a close game, I just can't see them losing by more than 9 points. So I'm going Miami plus 8.5. They are playing the Warriors at the Warriors, and usually teams when are playing the best team in the league, they want to bring their A game. So that's what I believe the Heat will bring. I still expect the Warriors to win, though. They should squeak out the win. It'll probably be close the first half, but if Golden State gets hot in like the third or fourth quarter, or Curry just gets going, it's going to be hard for Miami to come back from that 8.5, but I think Miami will keep their composure during the game, keep it somewhat close, finish within 8.5. I will be going under 219.5, as I think Miami Heat's defense can slow down the Warriors, and then the Warriors' defense will slow down Miami's. Like, Miami is going to have to really hold the Warriors down if they want to actually come out with the win. But Miami's probably going to score no more than like 103 points. For Atlanta at Portland, so I'm not even sure this game will be on tomorrow, as I looked at the injury report for these two teams, and seems like both their entire teams are out. So if this game does play, so probably either one of the most watched G League games ever. So kudos to that. But if it does play out, Atlanta -4 for any reason. It seems like what I've seen, most of Atlanta's players have been out for the month of December, so all their players have more time to play like NBA basketball, so they're used to like playing these games, so they should be more comfortable than the bench and G Leaguers on Portland. So hence why I think Atlanta will get the win. And then over 207, that's a low amount. I don't expect great defense from either team. I expect just a lot of effort and running around, higher pace game. So more shots, more opportunities to score will happen. Over 207.5. For Minnesota at the Clippers, I'm going to go Clippers -2 due to the fact that Minnesota played last night. They didn't have to travel, but they did play last night. So that means going to be on tired legs. They don't have their full team, so like Carl Anthony Towns won't be playing. I believe he's still out. Clippers main players are still out too. Clippers are in need of a win. If there is a time to win, be against a team that played on their second night of a back-to-back. I won't expect crazy amounts of scoring this game. So once again, it's going to be one of those like mid-scoring games, so over 211.5. You could go under under 216, as I expect this to be somewhere in the range between like 203 points and 218, somewhere in there. But overall, it's going to be high effort from the Timberwolves, and then if the Clippers bring effort, they should come out with a win, as their role players are more experienced than the Wolves. Thank you for watching. Comment any of your spreads, over-unders, or any player picks that you have to help others out. And then once again, thanks for watching.